Hey, mamma mia, didn't see you there. Alright guys, today I'm going to be showing y'all how to make baked spaghetti. I'm going to show you how to spice up a boring store-bought jarred sauce and how to actually assemble and bake the spaghetti so where it looks like it's the one in the restaurant. And if you keep listening, you might even learn something. Alright guys, step one is going to be prepping your ingredients. As you see, I got garlic, onion, Italian sausage. I got my seasonings out. I got a pot of water on the stove. You're going to want to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Just overall, get everything ready because it's going to save you time in the end. And since we're talking about spaghetti, a fun tomato fact for you. Tomatoes are thought to have originated in Peru, and worldwide there's over 10,000 different species of tomatoes. And today, you just learned something. Alright guys, step two is actually going to be to get your Italian sausage going, put it in a cold skillet, let that fat render out, and then give it a few minutes, once that fat's starting to render out, throw in your garlic and onions, because that fat is just extra flavor. It's during this stage that you're also going to want to, once the sausage gets cooked, obviously don't consume raw meat, it's very bad for you. It's a very good time to season before you put the sauce in and everything. Alright, now personally, I'm going to use this. This was just laying around in the drawer. It's actually to break up ground meat like this, but if it comes down to it, you can just use a spatula. I'm going to cook this down a little bit and let that fat render out, just like I said. Alright guys, as you can see, how the fat's rendering out in there. Now you're actually going to want to throw in your garlic and onions. Let that all cook together, let the flavors get to know each other a little bit before you put the sauce in. It's okay to miss a little bit, nobody's perfect. Alright guys, once your sausage is about halfway cooked and your garlic and onions are starting to smell a little fragrant, this is a good time to add your seasoning. I'm going with seasoning salt. No measurements here, just let your heart will tell you. Italian seasoning. Not a lot was coming outside to smack the bottom of it. Onion powder. Not a lot because we already put a half a diced onion in here. Garlic powder, once again, not a lot. We put a whole bowl of garlic in here. And some crushed red pepper for just a little bit of heat. Alright, and when your sausage, garlic, and onions start to look like this and there's no pink bits left and the fat's still at the bottom, you're actually going to want to add your sauce. This is the part that actually spices it up, is marrying the flavors of the jarred tomato sauce with fresh garlic, fresh onion, fresh Italian sausage, and just letting it simmer for a little bit while you're boiling noodles makes it a whole lot better. Alright, and while your sauce is simmering and your water's been brought up to a rolling boil, for those who do not know or those who do not cook very often, a rolling boil is when the bubbles in the bottom are consistently rising up to the top non-stop. This is just a basic store brand pasta, and we're just going to cook it per box directions or until you like it. I mean, if you want it like half raw, who am I to stop you? I'm going to go for about 10 minutes, 10 to 11 minutes. Alright, while the timer's going, the spaghetti's boiling, we're actually going to talk about how it is theorized that pasta came to Italy. According to PBS, Asian noodles slowly made their way westward, likely through the Silk Road, and were actually brought to Italy by Arabic nomadic traders. And it was once the pasta got to Italy, they switched it out for durum wheat because of its high gluten content and long shelf life. And it was then the pasta came to America through Italian-American immigrants, and it was adapted for new American ingredients and different tastes. All right, and after the 10 to 11 minutes is up and the pasta is done, you're gonna want to take it over to the sink, drain it. You want to put your pot back on the stove, not on the burner you was cooking the pasta on, or it's gonna like get burnt, stick to the bottom. Take your colander, shake your pasta dry. Back to the pot you boiled it in. And finally, after all that simmer, you are going to want to actually mix it with the sauce you worked so hard on. All right, once you get that all mixed together, you're going to want to bring it over to a casserole dish, or just like a cake pan, I guess. Get it all in there. Make sure you scrape out the bottom. And want to smooth it all out. And this is the fun part. You are going to want to top it with mozzarella cheese until you see no bald spots. All right, and once your spaghetti is looking like this, absolutely no bald spots, then you're gonna see your oven preheated to 350 Fahrenheit. All right, and preheating the broiler does not take nearly as long as preheating the oven. So we're just gonna take it out, pull out this rack, and you're only gonna wanna leave it in here for a couple minutes tops. Keep a very close eye on it once you put it under that broiler. All right, and after a few minutes under the broiler, that kind of soggy looking layer of cheese on top is going to turn into this beautiful, bubbly, golden brown masterpiece. The only thing left out to do is to just let it cool for a little bit and portion it out. So, after watching this, I hope you all learned a little something. I hope you enjoyed the show, and please, I implore you, try this at home. It's really good.